Hello writers, I'm Karena from Spalmorum, and today we are going to be talking about something that is very close to my heart. It is writer's block. One of the main root causes of writer's block is fear. So we're going to be going over some of the very real fears that the writers in my writers group and in the seminars I've taught have brought up to me so that we can kind of go over each one by one, and I can show you how those fears are unfounded and they should not be an excuse for you to stop writing. Please subscribe, hit that little bell button so that you'll know when I come out with a new video, because each one is really succinct and has the information that you need to take you from aspiring writer to successful author. So let's get started right away. The first fear that people bring up to me is the fear of not being able to break into a crowded marketplace of books, the fear of not getting any readers, not getting any attention. So there's an excellent book actually by Steven Pressfield called Nobody Wants to Read Your Shit. Excuse my French, but that's the name of the book. It's kind of a tough love look, but with some very crucial things that you should be looking at. So if this is a very strong fear of yours, I would definitely recommend taking a look because he is kind of the expert in that field. I do have a lot of things to say as well on the subject, but I figure go to the best for now. And then you can look at my book and you can see what I have to say. But that specific issue of, why does nobody want to read my stuff is really well explained by him. In terms of breaking into the market, read Blue Ocean Strategy. It's a great business book, but it really does apply to the business of writing as well. Writing is a business. So if you want to succeed, if you want to break in, if you want to get readers, there's specific things that you need to do. Treat it as though your book were a product. And this is kind of a trick that I use because it kind of takes you out of the equation. So I said that fear causes writer's block. Ego causes writer's block too. So if you kind of take this book out of you, separate yourself from it, it's no longer a part of you, it is now a product that you're trying to produce and sell. It's gonna kind of take some of these nonsensical emotional reactions out of it. So think of that. Your book is a product. You need to make it high quality. You need to make it so that it appeals to your audience. You need to market it in the appropriate way. So keep that in mind. But until you finish writing your book, you don't need to worry at all about people reading it because you're not going to have one. So get writing and finish it, and then we can talk about the whole positioning and marketing part a little bit later. Some of my writers have kind of made me laugh because they're like, oh, the reason I'm stuck on writing my book is because I'm afraid I'll never make income from it. Well, dude, you're not making income now. You're not writing your book. You're not making income from writing, but you're surviving. So whatever you're doing now to survive materially, keep doing it until your book's finished and until you have a career as a writer. And then we can discuss whether you can drop the other hustles that are making you the money that you need to live. If you're wanting to make income only as a writer, keep in mind that a ton of professional writers, even best-selling authors, have other diversified income streams, whether it's speaking or technical writing or ghostwriting. They have all these things that they do to make the extra money that allows them to say that they are a full-time professional writer who makes enough income to live off of from their craft. However, what they're not mentioning is that they're not making 100% of that from their books, unless you're J.K. Rowling and she's amazing, and a few other writers like that are household names. But you can be incredibly successful as an author and never actually make 100% of your income from writing, and that is okay too. But write your book and you can worry about that a little bit later. It's not a key fear that should keep you from writing. I think that if you wanted to make $1 gazillion, you wouldn't have chosen writing as your career. You would have chosen something like investing or commercial real estate. These are all things that would make you money right off the bat. Whereas this is definitely not the best strategy. This is something that you're doing because you love it. So remember that. Another thing that my authors worry about is, why am I going to finish this book if I'm not even sure I'm going to get it published? Let me tell you something, my friends. Getting published these days is not just getting published by a conventional publishing house. that is one of your options, and there are things that you can do to maximize your chances of that happening. However, if that's not in the books for you, there are other ways of getting published, from self-publishing to hybrid publishing. There are all kinds of options, and you can look at those. Keep in mind that with each of these options, the important things are the quality of what you're writing, how compelling your characters are, how the package that your product, the book, comes in, i.e., whether it's formatted properly, whether it's got, the correct grammar and spelling, whether you have a nice cover, a nice blurb for it. All of these things are very important, and all of these things will, impact you no matter which way you choose to publish. But publishing is kind of an equation. There's a set of things that you need to do to make that happen. None of those actually have anything to do with blocking you as a writer right now as you finish your book. Then there's the fear of rejection. And that's also kind of like the fear of not getting a publisher. Then once you have a publisher and your book's out there, you're afraid of rejection. People don't like it. People don't like you. People are saying your book is bad. That means you're bad. Again, remember my little trick about your book is a product. It is not you. Your book is just, maybe somebody didn't feel like reading that today, or maybe, something about the way you wrote it is not sitting well with the person reviewing it, but they cared enough to read it and review it and give you feedback. So unless it was just gratuitously rude, try to see if you can have the strength to read the feedbacks and see if there's maybe a common thread. Maybe there's something that you can improve and make your writing better, and then you'll grow as an author, and that's an amazing thing. And if somebody, doesn't want to read or publish your book, well, that sometimes is just, it's not what they like to read, or it's not what a publishing house thinks they can make money with today. But that doesn't mean that your next book, or even the same book further down the road, won't have lots of success. Then there's this thing of self-promotion. So let's go straight back. So a lot of my writers are like, oh my God, it's so embarrassing. When I go to writing group and I have to read my chapter out loud and I feel like I'm trying to show off. And then if I try to get published, or I'm trying to tell people on Facebook or Patreon or, Instagram or even YouTube, I'm trying to tell them to read my book, or I'm telling them about my book, I feel like I'm just really showing off and putting myself out there. Again, your book is a product. It is not you. You're not promoting yourself. You're promoting your book. Any product needs to be promoted. So don't feel bad about this. Pretend your book is a pair of socks and just say, I'm promoting this thing that might make somebody feel good, might make somebody happy. It is a product that's going to solve something in your life. You're looking for entertainment. This fills that need. It's not me trying to sell myself to you. It's me trying to sell a product to you. But again, until you've written that book, you don't need to worry about this. So get writing so that you can keep having that fear come back, and then you can think about what I said. Other people worry about, oh my God, I don't have as much talent as other people. I'm not going to be as successful as other writers. Why should I even start? Yeah, it's true. You probably don't have as much talent as a lot of people. But a lot of those people with a ton of talent, they're not going to put in the work that you're going to put in. So I think that, in that whole talent work equation, talent is one thing, but hard work is another. You can have all the talent in the world, and if you don't put in the work and you don't consistently move towards finishing your book, you're going to end up so much lower than the guy who had less talent but who worked harder. So keep that in mind. And also, success is, there's so many definitions of success. There's so many definitions of what makes a great book, what makes a book that's sold well, and it really depends on you managing your expectations and managing how you see things and your mindset. But in the meantime, that is not a fear that should keep you from writing. You should be writing to try to make the best book possible so that you can show that you do have talent, or you can hone that talent and that skill so that we can get further in your success. So many people also say that they're afraid of writing because they're afraid they're going to lack the time, and they're afraid that this is going to throw off the balance in their life. It's going to be so terrible. Well, if you're watching this right now, you had 10 minutes to spend watching YouTube videos, and while this one's an excellent choice, you definitely had those 10 minutes that you could have been spending with your writing. If something's important to you, you're going to make the time to make it work, and just be consistent. Nobody said you have to write a specific amount each day. Nobody said you have to write every single day. It needs to be regular. So try to make a schedule that works for you. Do not compare yourself to others, and keep moving forward. It is an inexorable movement that will carry you from not finished to finished. I guarantee it. If you just keep writing, that book's gonna get itself written. Okay, guys? So I'll have more things about time management skills in another video, but for now, that's really all you need to worry about. Time or lack thereof is not a fear that should keep you from writing your book at all. Okay, guys, I hope this helped. If there's something that I forgot that was a real fear that bothers you and that you had mentioned to me before and that I forgot, because sometimes I do forget things a lot, comment down below and I'll make sure to address it in a further video. And in the meantime, you guys, keep on writing. The world needs that book. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.